are back. We left the story off at it was, we're in New Jersey for the first time. I'm gonna try to recap from where I'm at. I think this is gonna take like probably 6 more hours, but so yeah, it's really like there's countless amounts of things I could say. Like, it's really like that. So I'm just gonna do my best to recap. There is, right, the Airbnbs, what happened in New Jersey. You could just imagine like being attacked. Like I perceived there were attacks at a certain point. Like I perceived like I could hear my family screaming or something like through my car, and like I perceived like there was lies being told about me. And this is like, I'm just like kind of like seeing it. It's weird. It's a weird, really weird thing. But at this time, I pull up, I have to like rent a car, I think, because the windshield or something is being repaired. I'm not totally sure why I had to rent a car. Because I think that's when that guy took my guitar, that Mark guy, and then the radiator, I don't know, he like didn't even fix it. Like he's like said he fixed it, he didn't fix shit or something, I'm pretty sure. So I rent a car. That was a weird part too. Like I go to rent a car, and then I looked on Facebook, and I remember like seeing a picture of the rental car. I'm like, I don't even think that was my rental car. I could be wrong. It was like a gray one with a greenish license plate and like a picture at the front. I'm like, dude, I don't even think I took that picture, you know? All the while, I feel like what's going through my head is I feel like I'm speaking to certain people, and like I have a idea in my head, which could be false, of what is going on. And there were definitely some times where I could feel like I was connecting, like I could feel like I was like, oh, like it's weird for sure. They told me that my cousins were like in Thailand, like slaves or something. And then like my aunt and uncle, no, this is big. And so I start driving around New Jersey, right? And I have this perception of like there's some type of maybe like a like autistic, like mentally handicapped people, but they're like handy capable type deal, and they're like, basically got superpowers, And I started to like think the idea of like a neural net and whatever. That's what was going through my head at the time. But what happened was like I was driving around, like I got a ticket in Paramus, and like the dude just like, why are you giving me a ticket, bro? Like I didn't even do anything. I'm just turning at a stop sign. They're like, oh, he's cool, It's like, I'm like, oh, they're just checking me or something. I don't know. That's what this is like. I give people passes. I'm like, oh, they're just checking me. And I remember they said like, they're like, oh, he's cool. No, he's cool, dude. like judging me, And then but it was weird. And then like I even got to like Best Buy, And then I saw this guy there. He was, speaking of handy capable, he was like a shorter guy, you know, like a dwarf. I'm trying to say this properly. Symptom, you know, the little smaller person, you know what I mean? But it is a full person, you know, he's like a real person. He's just got that smaller thing. And then there was another guy there, and I felt connected to that guy. I felt that was also very weird. And then I was there I'm doing the stuff with the phones. I'm at Best Buy, so what I'm doing is like, and then the phones had a big play in it too, because like, you know, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And so I like switched my phone with another phone. Forgot exactly. I bought a new phone basically, and now I have a lot of phones. Actually, I have like 4 phones or something. And another thing that happened at the Teaneck house is I lost my Apple account, and then it was like you could feel it, you know. There were like, and Granny's like, you know, lost everything. I'm like, lost everything? Like, what are you talking about? Because I lost my phone number, you know what I mean? I forgot. I got it back now. I was able to recover it, but at the time it like wasn't recoverable or something. And when I went to get my phone number back from AT&T, I actually have the recordings of the call. It was like, they said, you know, I have the recording of where it said like, yeah, you can get your number back. And I did what they said. And then I went to get my number back, and it was like, it was just gone. And they're like, nope, yeah, no. It's like, okay. There was a point where I'm switching through the phone numbers, and like, I go to switch from Mint to, and this is where I'm pinning like the cellular services against each other. I'm trying to figure out like how it works, you know, and like what's going on. And this is where it gets weird, like time manipulation, like where I would look at the 2 phones and on 2 different services, and they were like different times. And I was like, but it was weird though, actually. And I was like timing the times, and then I would use my perception of time, which would be like my stop clock, and then I would meld my perception of time with their time. And then that was weird. Like I still remember seeing my mom when she came back, like it was at the rental car place, and like it was like she had just been lost for like out of time or something, bro. It's like a horrific, like unimaginable things I've been through, like, and that was the last thing I'd ever want to do. Obviously, I don't know why I'm even saying it. And that was awful to see her face, and like, and to kind of have an understanding where they're like getting trapped outside of time. And then like, I remember she like looks up at me, and then like, it's just like, you know what I mean? It was like I didn't even want to, like, because when you're like doing time manipulation and stuff, and you don't know what you're doing and everything, it's like, holy fuck. I think it was Mint between Boost. I went to the Walmart in Teterboro, and I'm trying to like, it's a big thing like with the Wi-Fi's and the airports, for example, and wherever you're at, it's different. So you like, that's how I was doing this. Like when it got really bad, I would have to go like drive to the airport or something, you know what I mean? And make sure that like this was known, what was going on. And then also it's a key factor, because like that's what's going on, you know. There's territories, and it's very weird. And there were people that would find out about it, and then they would be like, what the fuck? Like you could see it happening, actually, like with their AIs and stuff, them realizing like what was happening.